this is my beautiful daughter, Katie. Part Italian, and she's going to make espresso coffee for you. She got this for Christmas for her husband, and we have fallen in love with it. My whole family uses this.
This is
the Italian side.
This is the classic way you make espresso in Italy. You can usually get one of these. This is called a la cafeteria or whatever, I don't know. But you can find these at like local tea shops or specialty coffee shops. People will know what you're talking about if you just say, I'm looking for a classic espresso maker. So it kind of comes apart like so. This is the filter, and this is the lower bottom part of it. So what you're going to do is you're going to fill water right underneath this spout. So that's what I'm going to do. Just right below it. Okay, so now that you have that, you're going to take your coffee filter and you're going to just set it in there lightly. So unlike regular espresso, where usually you need to pack the espresso in, this one we're going to scoop it out like regular coffee and just set it in the filter. And obviously it doesn't need an actual coffee filter, it's just the metal piece. Usually when you get the espresso, I would ask if you're going to buy regular coffee to get it ground to the right consistency for your espresso maker. Usually they'll do that right there for you. So we're just going to fill this like so. And just kind of move it out a little bit, just a little bit more. I hope my husband doesn't get mad I'm using his Christmas present. Okay, so that looks good. And I'm just gonna kind of shake it lightly and just tap it. Kind of move it around. It doesn't have to be perfect. It'll work just fine the way it is. Okay, so now that you have your espresso inside of your filter, you're gonna attach this part on it again. And you're just going to screw the top on, nice and tight, and then turn your oven to high or medium high, however large you want your flame, just in order to get this to boil. So you're going to set this on top of the flame and you're going to open the top. And we're just going to wait for it to boil. What's going to happen is the espresso is going to come out through this spout here. And just as soon as it starts to get caramely, you want to make sure you move it before it gets brown. So I'll show you that in just a minute. So now you're going to see that your espresso is going to start spouting through the top, as you see here. You're just going to wait until it fills up. This is kind of a timing thing, because as it starts to pour out of the spout, you'll start to see it gathering a caramely, foamy, real pretty color on top. You don't want that to leave. Timing is kind of everything when you make espresso. So yes, we're just going to wait for it to fill up and move it off the flame, yeah. Hot mother of God, that's hot. Okay.
Second.
So you're gonna obviously move it off the flame, and there's still a little bit of creme on top, but you kind of almost sometimes want to move it off before it starts to bubble over. But it is just spitting out the rest of that espresso. So you have it as is, and you're just gonna wait for it to kind of stop spouting, which it has. And then you're going to close the top, and you're going to want to serve this immediately. So, you know, whatever you want to make, if you want to make a latte or an Americano, just depending on what you want to make, you can. I'm going to make a latte today. That's just milk and espresso and sugar. So I'm going to pour some milk in the bottom of my cup. Generally, you'd like your milk hotter, because unless you're making something cold, that's what you want. I'll just heat this up after we're all done making it. So then I'm going to pour however much espresso I think I want in here. However much caffeine I'm feeling like I need today. And there's enough in there for like another cup. And then I'm gonna take some sugar, just like you're gonna make a regular cup of coffee, however much sugar you want. I'm gonna mix that in there. Add a little bit of this powdered coffee mate. Actually, I'm not gonna add this. I'm just gonna use regular milk. Fill that up. And taste and see. That's pretty stinking good, I'm not gonna lie. But it is a little cold, so I'm gonna stick it in the microwave to heat it back up. And that's how you make a classic espresso.